Tom.
Hello, humans.
How you
Boris
doing?
is out. Boris just preemptive rage quit from Boris. Oh, Jesus.
Boris, your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
It's cute, innit? It's cute.
Gets pretty high, man.
Yeah,
It didn't it? No, it got
well,
yeah.
I was. Well, yeah. I mean, you seem calmer than Josh, so
Now, Tom.
maybe you could contain my rage.
Tom.
Hey, I don't think I'm the one with the leash, man.
Tom, now listen to me. I am an atheist. My name is Devin, and I'm British. Are you a friend or foe?
Oh, you're making a not quite true hypothesis, because I don't think you are British.
Mm.
Oh, but he is.
I am British.
Okay.
He has a passport. He has the genes.
I don't know much about you, so
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
that's true.
Okay, which leads me to a secondary question. Why are you existing? Who are you? And what is your point?
Well, straight into deep existentialism, okay.
Well,
Oh, God.
where'd you go to school?
I don't know.
Cambridge?
Why are you asking?
Wow, so defensive. Okay, so answer any of my questions. How about
Well, what was your first question? Because I wasn't quite
that?
informed.
Are you friend or foe?
Regarding what? Because I think we agree on a lot of things. I think we
Okay.
agree on a lot of things, but we disagree on a lot of things too.
Okay, why should I care about what you have to say?
I'm here, aren't I? Anthony
but
does.
A lot of people are here. I don't care about a lot of people. Twitter is here. I don't care about most of the stuff on there.
Okay, so
Why-
I've been
why-
added here. This is part of the conversation. If you don't want me, just get rid of me.
Okay, so
Okay, but-
I'll clarify a little bit, Devin. So
Okay.
Tom has made you've written an article about Devin.
I did. Yeah.
Right. So why don't you explain what that article is about first?
Well, it was a few months ago. It was about one of the statements he made on the original video that the Drunken Peasants looked at, and the statement that I argued that it's interpretable as racist, not just interpretable, but if interpreted literally, without understanding the intent of the person saying it, it is a racist statement for different reasons. Now I understand, as I'm sure Josh does as well. That it's likely that you're not actually racist. I don't think any of us have argued that for a while, but some of the statements you make are racist. I would say that. At least interpreted literally. That was all I was saying. I was not making an argument really against you. I was just sort of trying to justify the opinion that the Drunken Peasants held, because I thought that a lot of people were strawmanning them, and I thought that was how I would justify it.
So, interpreted literally. In other words, misinterpreted. If you misinterpret what I'm saying, then I'm a racist.
Have you read the article? It goes into quite a lot of detail. I won't go rehash it here because the article's available. But
No, why would I? No, I'm not reading that article. Why?
okay, so let's not. Why would you argue about it?
Okay, so are you a Drunken Peasant fan?
I like their show. Yeah, why?
Are you a Young Turk fan?
No. The only times I've watched them is when I've had to research them to argue against them. I did a hangout with Vindicator and Vortex, both of which at least some of you know, where we discussed the Young Turks, one of their videos that they've made, and disagree with them on lots of stuff. As I say, I think I agree with you and probably many of your followers on lots of things, Islam, for example, and I disagree with Josh on some things that you and him have discussed too.
And your thoughts on Jeremy Corbyn?
I don't really know much about him to give a detailed opinion, but I think he's promising generally. I think he's better than most of the rest of the pack.
What?
What?
There we go. Thank you. It's been exposed. So you're voting for him?
I mean, if it comes down to him or someone else who's as bad as Cameron or Cameron himself, then it will be Corbyn. Yeah.
Cameron's better than Jeremy Corbyn at the minute.
You're like
I
Jeremy
disagree with
Corbyn, but Jeremy Corbyn supports Hezbollah and Hamas.
I don't think he supports them. I haven't.
Yes, he does.
In great detail.
Yes, he does.
I
He
think
called them a social justice movement,
Yeah.
less harsh on them than
and
other
that we
people.
should support them. He literally said we should support them.
Yes, he did.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the context. Forgive me for being skeptical of claims made by followers of Atheist Drew.
I'm sure there's a good context in which you should say you should support a terrorist group.
I don't know much about them, but I'm sure that he didn't say or mean exactly what you're saying. Or if you're right, then I'll change my opinion on him.
Okay.
But I haven't looked into him very much. He just seems promising. I know he has some views that are more sort of social justice oriented, because I'm definitely not into any of that. But I'm willing to let some of that pass because I think he does have the right idea on some other things. But I haven't, as I said, I haven't looked much into it.
So if you found out that this guy is a supporter of Hamas and Hezbollah, How would you feel about him then?
The Hamas and Hezbollah, because honestly, I'm not very expert on them, but I know that they're generally not considered very friendly groups. So
They're
if I found
That's to say the least.
fucking hell. If I found a good connection between him and them, him supporting them, then my opinion on it would change. But it would surprise me if a potential prime ministerial candidate was supporting terrorist groups. So forgive me for being skeptical of your claims.
Okay, so
It surprised us. It surprised us as well when we saw a prime minister candidate would support such terrorist organization. Like he's the only one that does that.
He was nominated as a joke, literally. The Labour Party put him forward as a joke. No one expected him to win.
I'm not sure I put it that way. I think he was put forward because he was, yes, some of the party were trying to sabotage. Some of the opponents were trying to sabotage Labour by voting for him because they thought he was the least electable. But you can't infer from that that's the majority of his support.
I didn't say that.
No, but that's what you're strongly implying. I mean, you said he was voted in as a joke.
No, nominated as a joke.
Right? Is that not pretty much the same thing?
No.
Sorry, someone's having a piss.
it's a different process. Okay, so we've heard what you don't do. You don't research Jeremy Corbyn. You don't watch my videos. What do you do with your time? What are you an expert at?
I don't claim to be an expert at anything. I just have some opinions, and people tend to agree with them some of the time.
Okay, are you a YouTuber?
Not yet. I mean, I've done some YouTube videos, yeah. Not on this subject very much, but
Okay, so
I've
what
done
are
a
your-
video with a couple of hours of debating with creationists. That was fun.
Uh-huh. So you're an atheist, and that's something you're passionate about.
Sure.
Well, why are you so like wishy-washy? Like, what? Who are you? What do you spend your time doing? Are you a gamer? Like, what are you doing?
Can you give me an example of when I've been wishy-washy? Because I tend to not.
Everything you just avoided the question about why you're wishy-washy. All we're hearing about is stuff you don't know about. It's half-ass answer after half-ass answer. Who are you? I'm going to assess who you are. What's your name?
I was brought here, so I'm just taking what arguments you guys present and giving my response to them.
Okay, so you're an argument machine. So we're supposed to like convince you of stuff? Are we in a
Just
debate?
having a
Or is this
conversation.
this
You
is a
invited me.
conversation.
I assumed like you
I
wanted
did
to
not
be on the
invite you.
show.
I did not
I'm
invite
saying
you.
you as in your group.
Second of all, this is not a show. This is a conversation between friends.
It's being shown to people.
I'm friends with everybody in this room but you. I'm asking you questions. You're dodging them.
I'm not. I'm actually just asking for clarification on the questions.
Okay.
Well, you
What
said
would
that
you
you said racist things. How about we start with that?
Jesus. Back to that.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got the article on that. Why don't I pull the
Oh,
article up and
fuck.
get some references from that?
Oh, God.
What, Anthony? You don't want me to give a concise?
Well,
and,
just, I
detailed
mean,
answer?
come on, just have a little bit of
It's boring,
slack
mate.
on
It's
that.
just boring.
To be honest, as many people have said, that is an old and tired issue. Do you want to go over it again? Because this article's months old.
Yeah,
When
no.
it's
So,
just
so what is
first of
what is
October.
on your mind? What is on your mind nowadays? What would you like to talk about?
Well, I mean, we've had lots of discussions before on matters that aren't about the thing with Josh that you guys have had that debacle over for so long. The anti-theist and anti-theism thing. I don't know if you want to bring that up again.
Okay,
I think we may have done that to death.
Well,
but we can
are
do it
you on
again.
the right side of that issue?
Oh dear. Oh man, that's so.
Totalitarian.
No, formulaic, just predictable.
Okay, so are you an
Tom.
anti-theist?
Fucking
It depends what you mean by anti-theist, because there's different.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, there's one
Not a
definition of
straight
it.
answer.
No, a lot of people use it to actually mean anti-theism because they don't know what the difference is between the two. So if you're asking, am I against all people who hold a certain belief? No. Even if that belief is dangerous and I condemn the belief, and even if I condemn people who do immoral things, I'm not against thought crime. That's where I stand.
Uzalu, and neither do anti-theists. Anti-theists are against the people, but to a degree. Like my mother, for example, she's a deist, and I'm anti-deist. Well, I will use another example. My grandparents, they are theists. If I hated my grandparents as much as I hated Christianity, I wouldn't be even talking to them or meeting them. The point
I
is
understand that there's degrees.
The point is that you could be against the idea and against the people holding it to a degree.
I understand that there's degrees, but that still falls within thought crime.
No, it's not. It's just arguing.
crime.
It's like saying that being a white supremacist, preventing someone from being a white supremacist, or just arguing against him is a thought crime. It's not a
No. Arguing against ideas, that's not thought crime. And also, when someone presents an idea, that is technically an action. So if in presenting that idea, they propagate some sort of dangerous action, then I'm against that person because they've done something immoral. I'm against racism.
Are you against racists?
If someone is being racist, I'm against the thing that I'm against them if what they've said causes bad things to happen.
Okay, are you against a racist who is not currently saying anything racist or doing anything racist?
No, innocent until proven guilty is my personal policy.
No,
you know him to be a
God.
racist. You know him to be a racist. That was the premise.
How would I know him to be a racist?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know it's hypothetical, but you're saying if he's not being outwardly racist.
Yes,
If
you
Hitler
know the guy's a
didn't kill
racist.
anybody, would you still be against him?
Sorry, say again?
If Hitler didn't kill anybody, would you still be against him?
Oh, he did a lot of other things. Actually, he didn't personally kill anyone himself, but if he hadn't done anything
Hey,
immoral...
Tom.
God, fuck
Tom,
you.
how's your ass feel?
How do you know?
How does your
Tom?
ass feel
Tom,
sitting
where's
on
your
that bench?
citation? Do you know a citation on Hitler is not killing people?
Well, there was a hypothesis that he'd murdered someone, but I don't think it was well supported. Obviously, he was responsible for a lot of deaths, but he didn't...
How about Ava Braun? How about Ava Braun, Tom? How about Ava Braun? A bullet to the head? That's not murder?
Didn't she do that?
No.
Okay. Well, I think that would be counted as assisted suicide.
Oh God, yeah, he's a doctor. He's Dr. Kevorkian.
No. So you're saying that someone cannot commit assisted suicide without being a doctor?
You're right, Tom. He's a great guy. He was just helping her on her passage to a better world. Tom, what are you saying? Nobody knows what you're saying.
Well, I haven't really been given a chance to explain what I'm saying.
Tom, I
You
really
keep
wanna
dodging
like-
everything.
I'm not
I think
dodging,
it
I'm
would take about
clarifying.
2
Are you
hours for
serious?
to
You
explain.
would
like
be
Neo.
awesome at dodgeball.
He's like Neo from The Matrix.
It's the second time I've been called that by you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, because the glasses.
It's the sunglasses, dude.
Tom, are you against rape?
The act? Yeah, of course.
Are you against rapists?
Yes, if they've committed the act, then they are rapists.
Okay.
Therefore, they've
So
committed an
you're
immoral act.
Okay.
Talk
Good.
Talk so surgically.
Yeah, well, you have to be specific with these things, otherwise people lie about you.
No, we're not going to lie about you.
Yeah, they do
That
constantly.
interesting,
As soon as
man.
Josh left, people were lying about him.
God, it's all a conspiracy.
Why do we
Dave,
lie about Josh?
I mean, people are conspiring to lie about people in this group.
I'm in
Did Josh not tell the first line?
Tom,
I
are you
didn't-
pro Josh?
Are you pro Josh, Tom?
Are you? I am
I
anti
disagree with
Josh.
them, so. Things I would see. For example, actually, something that you guys were discussing, which I think might bring us on that particular issue. I don't want to go back in it. He was arguing that you shouldn't. I don't misrepresent his argument, but I think this is what he was arguing: that you shouldn't represent black demographics as a way to discuss the issue of black crime.
Okay.
And also, someone rose, Oris, I think, rose that are Arabs more likely to be Muslim or something like that?
Yeah,
I think it is.
15% of the Arabs are Muslims. Yeah, just so.
I mean,
I
you are
think
wrong on that, but it's irrelevant.
I think it is useful to look at demographics that way. It's not racist to do so. What I did oppose when Anthony was asking me basically that question was his hyperbole. I was trying to agree with him when he was asking me, do black people commit insanely more crime? I was trying to say, yes, but without the hyperbole. Do they commit more crime? Sure, per capita in the US, but the hyperbole was unnecessary.
So
That
20
was my
times
only-
more? How would you describe 20 times more or 17 times more, whatever the
It's
number
still
is?
just more. It's still just more.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be specific.
Yeah,
Let's
but
be
are we allowed to use
reasonable.
language? Are we allowed to use language? I mean, that
Sure,
it's not
I-
just a little more, Tom.
I'm not
it's not
trying to
twice
say-
as much.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to say you're wrong for using language. I'm just trying to say I wouldn't. So I wouldn't agree with the statement exactly as it was presented.
Okay, so
basically,
you are
saying
not
that-
us.
So basically, you are saying that you agree with the idea, but you just don't agree how it's phrased, isn't it?
Because he's uncomfortable. He doesn't want black people to be shat upon. He
Even
wants
though
to-
it's the
That's
same
not
idea.
it at all. No, I'm happy to condemn people who do immoral actions, and I'm happy to look at demographics, but I'm also interested in the reasons that they happen. And actually, I think we reached kind of a tipping point because what we've been talking about is kind of going around in circles on this propaganda trip of who agrees with the stats and who wants to say what. And I think we finally today agreed to get past that and just ignore some of the little discrepancies. And you actually, Devin, you said some of the causes. That's great. That's basically what we've been trying to get to this whole time. And I think we can just kind of move past this now. Josh wants you to admit that your position has changed. I think it probably has. I won't make that claim straight up, but I think he's probably right about that. But I think we are in the same position on this argument. We may have a few discrepancies, but we finally come to the end, potentially.
Yes, but it's the details that matter, and it's the aversion of condemning these groups, and it's the excuse making, and it's the railroading of the conversation. Yes, you are. You are. Why are we talking about solving crime? That was never the topic.
Because it's a problem.
No, but if you want to have that conversation, go have it with someone who actually is talking about that, rather than the group who's not actually talking about it whatsoever at all, ever.
We did briefly have that conversation just now when Devon gave his reasons. That's fine.
Yeah, that's only just came up, though. You're trying to act like this is like some long-term thing. It's not.
Well, he has said that he doesn't care about the causes.
I don't. When I'm condemning,
the causes are relevant.
He doesn't care at the time because Josh was calling him a racist. Like he had to correct some. He had to correct some claims of Josh, like saying that he's a neo-Nazi. So personally, if I've been called a neo-Nazi, I wouldn't care about the cause. I would correct that claim first and then care about the cause. Is that
Hold on a second. So you're saying that the problem there's a problem with someone painting someone else as a neo-Nazi, that's immoral. And that's why Devon had that campaign of getting Josh's images with him with Nazi symbology onto Google.
Right after Josh had called him neo-Nazi and put his head on top of a neo-Nazi.
Because Josh on his channel with under 1,000 subscribers is just as bad as flooding Google and flooding your channel with this shit.
No, Twitter.
It's okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's like saying that Hitler is better than Stalin because he murdered less people.
Tom, you cannot be that much of a wanker.
Bad. And Josh has agreed that doing the imagery with the Nazi symbol wasn't okay, or at least he said he's been somewhat reticent about it. Rue's never done the same.
The video is still
so much worse.
No, it wasn't.
Why would you taking down videos? You can disendorse something.
Tom,
but he hasn't done that.
It was not worse.
You can disendorse something you said without taking the video down. Go on.
He hasn't done that.
Tom,
I'm not saying he should.
He started this. He has a video about me being a neo-Nazi that still exists online today. The reason I went on a campaign to call him a Nazi, first of all, he's racist, so it is true. That much is true. Okay, I do, so that's why I did it, not you. Second of all, he put a strike on my channel, Tom, and this was, I told him, if you don't take the strike off, there will be repercussions. Please tell me that's not your stance. Please tell me you're going to side with him on a copyright issue on YouTube like this.
To be clear, it is the law. So are you making excuse for criminals?
Oh, Tom, that is so weak. Even for you, Tom. Even for you, I will not even entertain that.
Even for me? You barely know me.
Tom, I know enough about you to know you're a weakling.
And so do I about you.
You think I'm weak?
I think under it all, yeah, probably.
Okay, where do you live?
Hey, I'm closer. We made this rule.
Someone offered to actually have a physical fight with you and you just stayed in your hotel room.
Tom.
In America with guns, dickhead.
Tom.
Hello.
Tom, if you live in London, I'll head back there. I was just there. I'll go back. I don't care.
Go for it.
Why didn't you?
Where do you live, Tom?
So you're literally asking me to dox myself on air? Not gonna
happen. Yes, tell me where you live. What city, Tom? What city?
No.
Oh my god.
Fucking pussy.
Tom, why
that's the best you've got. We can debate online, my friend.
Tom,
let me switch gears here a little bit. So Tom here was one of the proponents of saying that any fan of Devon is in a cult, basically.
Not any fan. I think that there is a central group which I would describe as having a cult mentality, yes.
You're an idiot, dude.
Okay. Would you say the same thing about TJ's audience?
No.
Wasn't he Vindicator in the in-group?
I don't know. I don't know much about his past. I think he used to be a fan of Devon. I'm not sure if he was in the in-group.
He was in the in-group, and he's left, so...
Well, that shows he doesn't have that sort of mentality, then.
No.
What
shows that anyone's
is that?
free to leave.
Hang on a minute, Tom. So let's just expand on that. What is the mentality of what you're trying to get at there?
Non-critical acceptance of propaganda from the top.
Fucking ridiculous.
Propaganda.
That is a paranoia.
I think every single person in here disagrees with Devon on something.
I'm sure they do.
Oh my god.
What city do you live in then?
No. Why would I dox myself on...
No is not the answer to what city. Name a city.
Why aren't you on camera, Devon?
Tom, I live in London. Do you want to go for a beer?
You seem alright, actually. I'm not going to dox myself. I'm probably not going to meet up with anyone I meet online, but I wouldn't be opposed to that in theory.
Punch him in the face for me, Grant. Punch him in the fucking face for me.
Tom, you seem like a smart bloke. You seem quite like a smart bloke, and I can see that. but you sound a bit like a personality vacuum as well. You sound like you've never really touched
I don't
a woman.
concede that. I don't. Yeah.
Well,
I
we
mean,
are
I don't
already in a debate.
You won't tell us your name. Well, you won't show us what you look like. You probably wouldn't even describe yourself.
People do know what I look like. I've just had glasses on to try and conceal my full face.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Well,
What do you think's going to happen?
You just don't seem to be answering any of the sort of like the questions that could make this a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting for us all, a bit more humour. Because this is after all a hangout. This isn't fucking hard talk.
Well, we are opposition in opposition to each other.
No,
But
we're not. No, we're not.
the groups in general have historically been in opposition to each other. I'll clarify my point because apparently that's necessary. But if you have anything that you want to talk about that you think is more interesting, go for it. I probably agree with you guys on loads of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just your idea that we should condemn the ideas, but not the people following them. It's a little bit weird, to be honest.
At the moment that people are doing damage themselves, then we condemn the people. That's my view.
I have a guy who keeps asking me to do something, say something on the hangout over and over again in the chat. So can I have can I have some chicken and a can of coke?
What?
That's what he wanted me to say. Sorry.
It's Irish, huh?
No, it's Scouse.
You can have a can of Coke.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but, Tom, people who do bad things take bad actions. They also hold bad ideas. So you can be against them for having bad ideas. That's not thought crime. It's being against somebody with bad ideas. And that's what's being called in the anti-theist.
Ideas.
What?
I condemn the ideas, but I don't go as far as to condemn people for holding ideas. To be fair, I may think that they're idiots for doing it, but I don't think they're immoral for doing it.
That's indefensible.
No,
That is terrible, Tom. That is. I mean, if you have a Muslim who really hates infidels, but has never acted out on it, you think, well, he's all right. He's welcome to those ideas. That's your point. That's your point.
I have the idea. However,
No, he's not. No, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
This is we're at the core of why a regressive is a regressive. He's afraid of the confrontation, of acknowledging that he can be against the guy for having the bad idea.
No, I think what it is that being reasonable in not trying to be Orwellian manifests to you as being soft.
Orwellian. He drops an Orwellian reference.
We are not talking about censoring people, but you have to understand it. Ideas alone don't do damage. People with ideas could do damage.
And when they do, I condemn them.
But when they don't, you just let them pass until they do. I mean, it's like just letting a serial rapist getting along with everybody, even though he's saying to everybody that he will rape someone, and then when he does it, you will condemn him. But if he signals it, you don't condemn him.
No, because signaling it could be viewed as a threat, and it can also be viewed as probable cause that he's going to do it. What I will say is that I don't personally condemn thought crime. There may be situations legally.
It's not thought crime, Tom.
Maybe would be crime if you have probable cause to suspect it's going to.
Tom, you've got your buzzword, thought crime. Nobody's talking about thought crime.
I mean, that is basically what you're talking about. You're saying condemn people for ideas.
I condemn people for ideas, yes. That's not thought crime.
Yeah, we condemn them, but we are not imprisoning them or censoring them or saying that they say it.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying a personal policy of thought crime. You condemn thought crime in the same way that a state would. I'm not saying that you would enact that on a state level, but I'm saying that if you think a state censoring or condemning thoughts is wrong, yourself doing it.
I condemn people who have bad ideas. Why on earth would you not join me in that?
Uzalu, do you condemn people who support thought crime?
That's interesting. No, I don't condemn bad people for holding ideas, no matter what the idea is.
Tom, do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible to condemn, physically condemn thoughts? Do you think we could have a law in place that could condemn thoughts? Do you think it's even at all conceivable?
Okay, that's getting a bit metaphysical. I'm not suggesting that we condemn thoughts themselves.
Okay, so if we follow your course, it
we condemn ideas. I mean, we can say Islam is violent because it is, and I condemn Islam.
Right.
Yes. And therefore, somebody that follows Islam, you must condemn them as well.
Someone who follows the worst parts of it and then
it's all bad.
Yeah.
No, Josh, there are Muslims who are not actually evil people. Do we all agree on that?
Of course we fucking do.
Yeah. So I don't condemn them for holding the parts of Islam that aren't evil.
Okay, well, we're not talking about that.
Huh?
Do you condemn them for being stupid?
I don't
Every
hold them
single
to be
one of them
immoral.
is stupid. Every single one of them worships a pedophile.
I don't think that they're immoral for being
Admiring
idiots.
a pedophile?
You don't think it's immoral to admire a rapist, warlord, pedophile?
I don't think thought crime is ever acceptable.
That's not a
No,
thought
we're talking
crime. You're a
about
damn
thought crime.
buzzword. It's being against somebody. If somebody has an idea, a bad idea, let's say some guy walks around and he says, I think it's a good idea to have sex with babies.
Well, he's just said that. That's an action. That action itself made me condemn.
No, he says that babies are attractive.
If somebody says that, are you telling me you're not going to condemn that man?
I'm going to think he's wrong.
Yeah, and so you're going to, and so you will be against him. So you have to be against him, Tom.
I'm likely to suspect that there's some sort of reason he'd actually act on that, and then I would be in support of the police investigating him.
Yes, but even if he never did act on it,
if he never acts on it, then what's the problem?
Because it's a terrible idea.
So,
and he's
if he
the
never
person
spreads
who's...
it to anyone, if he never spreads it to anyone, if he never acts on it, then what's the problem?
We live in a world where everybody spreads ideas, Tom. Everybody.
Yeah, and then that's the problem. If we can show that he spread the idea, then we should condemn him.
So, Tom, if some guy's living in a log cabin and has a bunch of crazy ideas and never sees anybody or spreads the idea, then I agree with you. It's not my concern to be against him, per se. But these people, we operate in a world where there's families, there's children, there's friends. He associates. He's going to spread the idea. He's going to act on the idea. So I'm against
that's
him.
The problem. If he's
against him.
spreading the idea, it's like the laws in most first world countries against inciting violence. Once you've incited violence, you've caused actions to happen which are dangerous. Just speaking political opinions is allowed in most Western countries.
We are
by definition.
not saying that we should censor them. But again, we've reached to a point here. Tom, you just said that you would condemn someone. That you would support a police action of someone saying that he finds little babies attractive. That's literally thought crime. What you just said.
No.
Yes.
Firstly, it's not thought because he's said it, and that is an implicit threat.
He hasn't raped anybody yet. He hasn't molested a kid yet.
Yeah, but we have
good cause. So let's take a kid. And you are talking about probability. So people with bad ideas are highly probable to do bad actions.
Yes, and they're not immoral until they do.
Yes,
No
they
one's
are.
saying they're immoral.
I'm claiming they're immoral.
Yeah,
I claim
so
it.
morality is subjective, which is why we disagree on.
Literally, just say, for example, that if someone says to you that babies are attractive, you would support police investigating him, even though you don't even know if he has done something wrong.
If it seems serious, then yeah.
Do you
That's not
disprove
thought crime
that?
because he said it. There's probable cause that he's actually done it.
So when people do
God,
bad
it's such minutia.
actions,
Is this what they do in
Yeah,
college?
it's
This level of
minutia, but that minutia is important in a modern society where there's so much.
You're obfuscating. You're
I'm
avoiding.
not obfuscating. I'm actually detailing. I'm doing the exact opposite of obfuscation.
No, you're just talking. You're just hearing your own voice at this point. I mean, you're
And
not
so
actually
is everyone
saying
else.
anything.
'Cause
No,
you
not
don't
in the
like
same way.
that.
You're getting off on it. I love my voice. Sounds great.
Exactly. Another double standard from Devon Tracy.
Single
Yeah.
standard.
Do you not think, Tom? Do you not think there's such philosophical inquiry into all this sort of stuff? This real sort of hammering down, pile driving right to the core of it, so deep. Do you not find that you eventually arrive back at the surface? That you go so deep. So this idea of thought crime, it doesn't fit anywhere. There's no such thing as thought crime. It can't be. You can't manage it. You can't enforce it. But
look, Uzalu, take my example, for example. I condemn Holocaust denial, and I condemn also the law in France that censors Holocaust denial. But I still condemn the Holocaust denier.
I condemn Holocaust denial because it's stupid.
I condemn people who say they want to kill all
I
Muslims.
wouldn't condemn the law that supports banning of Holocaust denial, like in France it does.
I'm against censorship, pretty much in all cases, actually.
The point is that we also are against censorship, yet we could condemn the people that follows horrendous ideas.
Yeah, I think this distinction between us, as has been said, is minutiae, but I think it's the crux of the issue. I mean, it's the only reason we disagree. So this is why I sort of said that we've done this to death, because it's a minor issue. We agree on pretty much everything, and we agree on who we're condemning too.
It's absolutely not a minor issue.
But Tom,
Well,
who are you
okay.
condemning? You're not condemning the religious. You're not calling yourself an
I condemn
anti-theist.
ISIS for one thing because they've been dangerous.
Yeah, but you're not globally calling yourself an anti-theist. You're saying I'm anti-theism.
Yeah, that I don't use that word, that term, anti-theist, because it can be misinterpreted. It's ambiguous. So
Yeah, but
Oh my god.
it's pretty spot on, though, Tom. We don't have all the time in the world to tell people every nuanced position we have.
well, we
Ryan
literally
looks
do
like
have all
he
the
should
time
be
in the
wearing
world.
a pack.
All our
No,
time
we
in the
don't.
world.
There are certain labels that consolidate the gist of where we're at.
Yeah, there are, and that one's ambiguous.
No, it's not. Anti-theist. I'm against people who have theistic beliefs.
It's been
I feel
used
that
for
they're
both
dangerous and
anti-theist
disgusting.
and anti-theism in the past. I would rather just either come up with a new term, which I might do, or clarify it.
Yeah, but what
There
we're
isn't-
clarifying
there
is...
There isn't a simple term for the nuanced position I have.
Oh, God. You're going to start your own language now?
No, I'm going to improve the one I already speak.
Yes or no, you know.
Yeah, I
Wait,
improved
wait. Yeah, are you going to accuse me of starting my own language when you claim to have made up the word regressive?
I invented it.
Okay, so that's a double standard again. You didn't invent it, by the way.
God.
It was
Actually,
Magina
to
White
be
that
fair,
invented it, and Devon is the person that popularised the term.
I popularised
You may
the term.
have invented it
He also
atomically.
made the word knobber.
Yeah, knobber. Knobber is a new one.
I actually think the word regressive is not a very good word, but that's a semantic argument we don't have to
All right, so we've got
I think
so we've got
suppressive
Ryan,
is better.
Tom, shush. So we've got Ryan in the chat in what looks like a smoking jacket.
Yeah, he looks posh.
He looks very smart, doesn't he? Very smart.
You have
Hello,
to-
Ryan. Hello, Ryan. Ryan, you got the floor. Go for it.
And a pint.
And a pint. Yes, Ryan, we can't hear you, pal.
Merry New Year.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
Oh, wow. You're saucy.
I was expecting classy, and we got.
Yorkshire.
Is Ryan...
Yorkshire.
Oh, beautiful.
That's why
Country.
Haitians hate you. Now I understand it.
Yeah, didn't he?
All right, so Ryan said he had something for Tom. Is that right?
Everyone's
Ryan?
a piece of me.
Ryan, can
I'll be
you hear
right
me?
back. I'll be
All
back
right.
in 5 minutes.
All right,
So will I. I'm going for a piss.
I'll be back too.
all right. So Ryan, what do you have for us, pal? Hello, Ryan.
Ryan,
Calling Ryan.
Yeah, I think you're all wasting your time. There's only one race. That's it.
Meaning,
There's no such thing as racism. It's a joke. It's an empty bully buzzword.
what? Calling somebody racist? Well, it seems to be this day.
No,
and age.
it's-
Yeah, I agree.
Just
It's definitely overused these days.
Yeah, it is. People get called racist left, right, and centre.
it means
They do.
nothing. It's
Go on, Ryan.
But
spit it
I
out.
disagree that it's never justified.
Ryan, I thought Grand Connection was bad, but you just beat him.
Yeah, you did. I might have to beat you, pal, because we're getting some extreme lag on there.
Well, he'll learn about that in a few seconds.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
So,
right.
I know, I'm sorry, Ryan, but you just... I know, I'm sorry.
He's a cool dude. I mean.
He is, no, I like Ryan. I like Ryan a lot, but,
Yeah.
you know, we can't have empty dead air, not on this hangout. So, Tom, let's go back to the cult thing, because that's something that I'm interested in.
Sure. I'm actually currently making a production. I won't tell you exactly what it is on this topic, and I'm collecting evidence. So until I've done that, with respect, I think I'm going to bow out talking about it because I want to get all the evidence together and get the hypothesis really good first.
Do you think anybody's then going to be interested in what you have to say?
I don't care. I'm just going to make it anyway. But I have seen a lot of. I'll say I've seen a lot of reason to believe that there is a cult mentality going on in your inner circle. Without wanting to offend you, but that might not be
It
avoidable.
doesn't offend me at all. You're welcome to your opinion. I don't care, to be perfectly honest. I mean, can you not see it as just a group of friends together?
I'm sure that's part of it. Yeah.
Do you think it goes beyond that?
If that was all I saw, then I wouldn't be doing it.
What makes it a cult?
What else have you seen? Yeah, what makes us a cult? I'm interested to know your opinion on that one. Because we hear it a
I will
lot.
go into
you
it,
know,
but-
fans of Devon. So you're not going to talk about it right now.
I'm going to respectfully bow out for now because I don't have the evidence with me. I'm going to go gather that and make the production because I think it'll be a good one.
You don't even want to give any comment on that whatsoever right now?
Well, I have given comment, but I'm not going to go into detail.
Well, just give me some comment. Why briefly you think we're a cult?
Why are you so interested in that?
Because you're so interested in us.
I'm not.
Why
I was
are you
here because I
so
was
interested in
invited.
whether we're a cult or not?
Yeah.
Well, and it's actually not just about you guys. I find it interesting. There's a lot of parallels between you guys and other groups that I would find cultish.
Such as?
If you're paying that much attention to us to, do these investigating, gathering evidence and shit.
I'm using you guys as an example. That's all.
Okay, so we have Grant. So I'm sorry, Grant. So Grant is a late comer to this cult. Within the last 2 months. I mean, Grant, do you think we're in a cult?
No, I just think it's just a couple of like-minded people just
having a laugh.
Seems to be at peace with their arguments.
To be fair, my friend Grant, have you seen every tweet from all of them? I'm not suggesting that you have, but I'm saying that there's evidence that I think is there that you've missed.
Well, no, I can't try. I'm not gonna. Every time I meet someone, I'm not gonna go through their entire history, am I?
Exactly, and that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that what you've seen, I'm sure your interpretation is fine from your perspective. And I wouldn't disagree with you if I'd seen the same evidence, but I'm saying that there's more there that you haven't seen. And that's what I'm going to
but they've not done anything. They've not murdered anyone.
I'm not saying they have. All I'm arguing about is cult mentality. I'm not saying that they're a blood cult or ritual sacrifices or anything.
No, listen, you're talking about a cult. Like, at the end of the day, when this call finishes, I will lay in bed with my girlfriend, probably have sex. I may even ejaculate. I don't know, but I'll just get on with my life after this, and I probably won't think about this hangout until a couple of days, and I'll probably check Twitter once or twice, but then suddenly I come to a hangout like this, and I'm suddenly in a cult.
I'm actually not saying you are.
Another life.
But you are saying that I am, Tom. You are saying that I'm in a cult, aren't you? You're saying that I'm one of the cult leaders, right?
Yeah, one of the right-hand man of the leader, if not the leader himself. I'm not sure how the dynamic works out there exactly, but...
So Tom, do you think... Tom, do you think that I'm in a cult just because I'm Anthony's wife?
I don't know enough about you.
Okay. Because, I've been on here about as long as Grant, so maybe just a little bit longer, but I know that you have referenced me being in a cult.
Have I?
Yes.
It may be that I have, but I don't know that I have.
Oh, you might want to go back and listen to the conversation with you, me, Josh, and Anthony.
Actually, you might, because it's your claim.
But I think I think Grant's point that he's trying to make is that you're there, Tom, accumulating all this information and tweets and stuff like that, and screenshotting stuff and all that kind of thing. Where anybody else who you think is in this cult doesn't give a shit.
So?
Really, seriously, we don't give a shit. Yeah. We really don't give a shit. I'm doing this for the entertainment value. Great. I'm doing this so hopefully we can entertain other people.
That's all it is.
I'm not doing it for you.
Well, no, you're trying to make an outside point to the three of your friends, I guess.
Well, no, it seems like you're trying to build a case to demonise us.
Yeah.
Not demonise. I'm actually just using you guys as an example. I hope not to demonise, in fact.
Example of what? You want to talk about a cult? Go and look at the West Barrow Baptist Church or something like that. That's a cult.
Cult mentality, at the very least, and I may use cult as a shortcut. I don't mean exactly that you're ritual sacrifice.
We could grind that right down, and we'd find nothing that resembles a cult.
Well, we'll see.
Because it all exists behind this screen. Nothing further.
You probably don't even see, I don't talk to many people apart from messages, so if I want to talk to Anthony, I'll send him a private message.
Yep, Uncle Anthony, as she calls me. Yeah, Uncle Cult Leader Anthony.
Uncle Fester.
Yeah, that's me.
I thought it was Uncle Creepy Anthony.
That was Creepy one, yeah.
That was last week. Changed.
Last week, it's changed now, yeah.
Hey, fellas. I think we've kind of wound down, so I'm going to let you guys get on with it. I'm going to go do some other things. If you want to have others on, I know there's others on our group who would like to. If you'd like me to share the link with any of them, I'd be happy to.
Within your cult?
You can call it that if you want, but I'd like to see your evidence.
No, but Tom, yours will be a cult, won't it? In the end, if it keeps doing what it's doing, it will turn into a cult.
No, we're self-critical. Anyway, I'll get onto that later. Thanks for having me, guys. See you next time.
Take it easy, mate. Good night.
All right, Anthony. Anyone else I can pass the link on to?
No.
We got Treetail.
I'll
Vindicator.
Vindicator wants to come in, sure.
I'm not sure if he wants to, but he's around.
Yeah, get him in.
Okay, well, Tom. Tom, just let me control it, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take it easy, man.